Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shalini Maksani, Assistant Professor in Department of Biochemistry, St. J.S. Medical College and KM Hospital, Mumbai. Today in this session, we are going to discuss introduction of vitamins and we will discuss fat soluble vitamin A in detail. The specific learning objectives for fat soluble vitamins are that the learner should be able to explain vitamin A, D, E, and K with respect to their dietary sources, recommended dietary allowance, biochemical functions, deficiency manifestations, and toxicity. Now, what is vitamin? Vitamins are chemically unrelated organic compounds that cannot be synthesized in adequate quantities by humans and therefore they must be supplied in the diet. These vitamins are, though they are required in small amount by our body, but they are necessary for growth, maintenance of good health and reproduction. Actually, they are required for proper utilization of the proximate principles of food. The proximate principles of food are carbohydrate, lipid and proteins. For their proper metabolism, the vitamins are required. A vitamin is a substance that make you ill if you don't eat it. So they must be supplied in adequate amount in our diet. Now classification of vitamins. Vitamins are majorly classified into two categories, fat soluble vitamin and water soluble vitamins. Fat soluble vitamins contain vitamin A, D, E and K, while in water soluble section they are B complex vitamin and vitamin C. In B complex vitamin there are various B complex vitamin. Vitamin B1 is known as thiamine, vitamin B2 is known as riboflavin, vitamin B3 is known as niacin, vitamin B5 is called pantothenic acid, vitamin B6 is called pyridoxine, vitamin B7 known as biotin, vitamin B9 is called folic acid and B12 is called cyanocobalamin. Have you ever think that what about vitamin B4, B8, B10 and B11? Why there are no B4, B8, B10 and B11? Actually there were vitamin B4, B8, B10 and B11, but later they were excluded from the list of B complex vitamin because they were not fitting into the criteria of vitamin definition. Vitamin B4 was adenine, vitamin B8 was inositol, vitamin B10 was para-aminobenzoic acid and vitamin B11 was salicylic acid. These substances were thought to be vitamin and were given number in B vitamin listing, but later they were discovered to be either not essential for life or manufactured by the body. So they were not meeting the criteria of vitamin definition and later they were removed from the list of vitamin B complex. So in this session we will discuss vitamin A, fat soluble vitamin, in detail. Now, what is the difference between fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins? Fat soluble vitamins are absorbed in intestine along with fat and they require bile salt for their absorption, while water soluble vitamins are absorbed in intestine by direct absorption. Fat soluble vitamins require carrier proteins for their transport in blood, while water soluble vitamins does not have any carrier protein in, because they are water soluble, they are soluble in our blood, while fat soluble vitamins are not soluble in our blood, so they require carrier proteins for their transport to various tissues. But fat soluble vitamins are stored in liver, while there is no storage for water soluble vitamin. Fat soluble vitamins are not excreted through feces or urine or through any route, while water soluble vitamins are excreted from our body. The extra amount which is not required by the body is excreted, while fat soluble vitamins are stored. The deficiency manifestations of fat soluble vitamin is uh, only seen when the store is depleted, while water soluble vitamin deficiency is manifested rapidly because there is no storage. As there is no supply of water soluble vitamin in diet, the deficiency manifestation will appear instantly in short run. Fat soluble vitamins can cause vitamin toxicity because they are stored in our body. If large amount is consumed, they may cause toxicity. While water soluble vitamins does not cause any toxicity because the extra amount is excreted. Fat soluble vitamins, their single dose may prevent deficiency for long time. While for water soluble vitamin, we should supply these vitamins in our diet regularly. As there will be no supply, there will be deficiency because there is no storage, there is no backup of these vitamins in our body. Vitamin B12 is an exception. It is a water soluble vitamin, but it is absorbed through different mechanism, and it is stored in our body. So this is an exception. Now we will discuss fat soluble vitamin A in detail. Vitamin A, it is a nutritional term. This term is used for various biologically active molecules which have vitamin A activity, like retinol, retinol, retinoic acid, retinol ester, and retinol phosphate. Vitamin A term is used only for biologically active form of vitamin A, while term retinoid, it includes both natural form and synthetic form of vitamin A that may or may not show vitamin A activity. Means retinoid term include both biologically active form or provitamin form of vitamin A, like retinal, retinol, retinoic acid, retinol ester, beta carotene, and carotenoids. So you should know the difference between term retinoid and vitamin A. Vitamin A means only biologically active forms of vitamin A, and retinoid includes both active and provitamin form. Now chemistry of vitamin A. It is a 20 carbon structure. It have methyl substituted cyclohexenyl ring which is attached with a polyisoprenoid side chain. At carbon number 15 of the side chain, they are functional group. So various active form of vitamin A differ for the functional group attached to the carbon number 15. This group can be hydroxyl group, aldehyde group, carboxylic group, or fatty acid attached to hydroxy group. So all active form of vitamin A differ for the functional group attached to the carbon number 15. This cyclohexenyl ring is known as beta adenine ring, and this side chain having various double bonds is called polyunsaturated isoprenoid side chain. Now, various biologically active forms of vitamin A. The first one is retinol. Here at carbon number 15, the functional group is hydroxyl group. That's why it is called retinol. All means hydroxy group. In retinol, the functional group is aldehyde group. In retinoic acid, the functional group attached to carbon number 15 is called retinoic acid. This is 11-cis retinol. Here the functional group is aldehyde, but there is a cis position of bond at carbon number 11. That's why it is called 11-cis retinol. Next one is retinol ester. Here to retinol fatty acid is attached. So it is called retinol ester. Last one is retinol phosphate. Here at carbon number 15 hydroxyl group, a phosphate bond is attached. These forms of vitamin A play various roles in our body that we will discuss in coming slides. So various forms perform various functions in our body. Now interconversion of vitamin A molecules. The various biologically active forms of vitamin A are interconvertible. Retinol can be converted into retinol, and this is a reversible reaction. Retinol can also be converted into retinol with the help of same enzyme reductase and with the help of NAD. But Once retinol is oxidized into retinoic acid, it cannot be converted back into retinol or retinol. So this is a irreversible reaction. While the conversion of retinol to retinol, it is a reversible reaction. Retinol can also be converted into retinol phosphate or retinol ester. Now, dietary sources of vitamin A. There are two types of dietary sources, animal sources and plant sources. In animal sources, vitamin A is present in the form of retinol or retinol ester. While in plant dietary sources, vitamin A is present in provitamin retinoid form, which is mainly carotenoids, which is further converted into active form in our body. So major animal sources are milk, butter, cream, cheese, egg yolk, and fish liver oil, while plant sources are which contain yellow pigment beta carotene like carrot, papaya, mango, pumpkins, and green leafy vegetables also contain provitamin A. As I have already mentioned in previous slide that in plant sources vitamin A is present in its provitamin form. So the major provitamin form of plant source is beta carotene. This is the structure of beta carotene molecule. This is biologically inactive form. When this beta carotene is absorbed in intestinal mucosa cell, in that cell it is converted into active vitamin A form, that is retinol or retinol, with the help of enzyme dioxygenase. This enzyme cleave this beta carotene molecule into two molecule of retinol. This conversion of beta carotene into active form of vitamin A is less efficient. Also, the absorption of beta carotene in intestinal mucosa cell is also less efficient. So, the activity, if we take around 12 milligram of beta carotene, it will provide the vitamin A activity of only 1 milligram. So this is how plant source provitamin beta carotene is converted into its active form in our intestinal mucosa cell. Now, absorption and transport of vitamin A. As we have discussed in previous slides that in our diet, vitamin A can be present either in the form of animal source or in the form of plant source. So if it is animal source, the vitamin A will be present in the form of either retinol ester or retinol. And if it is a plant source, the vitamin A will be present in the form of beta carotene. Both when reaches into the intestine. Before reaching into the intestine, both form of vitamin A are emulsified with the food. So after emulsification, retinol ester is converted into retinol, and then this retinol is transported into intestinal mucosa cell. Here this retinol is attached with fatty acid to form retinol ester. And if it is a plant source beta carotene, this beta carotene is passively diffused into intestinal mucosa cell. Their enzyme called dioxygenase convert beta carotene into retinol, and then this retinol is converted into retinol with the help of enzyme reductase and NAD, and then again this retinol is bind with fatty acid with the help of fatty acyl coenzyme A to form retinol ester. So the fate of both plant source and animal source is same. Both form retinol ester in intestinal mucosa cell. Now this retinol ester get attached with chylomicron, and it is released into the lymphatic system. From this lymphatic system, it reaches into the liver. So this is how vitamin A is absorbed and transported. Now, storage of vitamin A. In chylomicron, vitamin A is present in the form of retinol ester, which was formed in intestinal mucosa cell. From there, it reaches to liver. In liver parenchymal cell, retinol ester is hydrolyzed to form retinol and free fatty acid. If this is excess amount, it is stored in liver parenchymal cell in the form of retinol palmitate. Here palmitic acid binds with retinol to form retinol palmitate, and it is stored in mainly in liver. And if vitamin A is required in our blood circulation, it will be released into the blood. Now release of vitamin A from liver. From liver, vitamin A is released into the blood circulation. The major circulatory form of vitamin A is all-trans retinol. This retinol binds with a transport protein called retinol binding protein along with prealbumin. These are the transport protein for vitamin A. As it is a fat-soluble vitamins require transport protein. So, binding of retinol with two transport protein, prealbumin and retinol binding protein, save it from getting excreted, from getting filtered in glomerulus, and it save loss of retinol from glomerulus. So this is the reason that retinol bind with two transport protein. By binding with two transport protein, the size of the molecule increases. So because of high molecular weight, it is not excreted in urine. Retinol binding protein and prealbumin both are also synthesized in liver, and synthesis of these protein require proper nutrition like protein and zinc. So if there is dietary deficiency of zinc or protein, there will be less synthesis of retinol binding protein and prealbumin, which will ultimately cause deficiency of vitamin A. So the nutritional status of retinol is depicted by plasma concentration of prealbumin and retinol binding protein. These proteins are also acute phase protein. They are negative acute phase protein. So whenever there is acute inflammation, the concentration of these protein, prealbumin and retinol binding protein, will decrease. So in that condition, the level of vitamin A will also decrease. So it is important to distinguish between inflammatory cause and dietary cause of vitamin A deficiency. Now uptake of vitamin A by target cells and its mechanism of action. From circulation, where it is present in retinol form, it is taken up by target cells like epithelial cell. After getting entered into the cell, into the target cell, this retinol is converted into retinoic acid by oxidation. Then this retinoic acid enter into the nucleus of the target cell, where it bind with inactive receptor. After binding with inactive receptor, which may be retinoid X receptor or retinoic acid receptor, there are various types of receptor present into the nucleus. After binding with receptor, the inactive receptor get activated. So this activated retinoic acid receptor complex binds with hormone response element of DNA. After binding with DNA, it influences the expression of certain genes, and it regulates the transcription of these genes. So it can upregulate or downregulate certain genes, which ultimately affect production of structural proteins, enzymes, extracellular matrix, retinol binding protein and receptor. So this is how vitamin A act at gene level after entering into the target cell. The most important point to note here is that vitamin A downregulate production of keratin. That means it decreases the production of keratin. So in vitamin A deficiency, there will be increased production of keratin. Now we will discuss functions of vitamin A. Vitamin A play a major role in vision. To understand the role of vitamin A in vision, first you should know the basic structure of eye. So this is the structure of eye. The outermost layer of eye is called conjunctiva. Below conjunctiva there is cornea, and the inner side of the eye is called retina. In retina, the vitamin A is present. Here, vitamin A play a major role in vision. So, we will discuss the role of vitamin A in vision now. Now the structure of retina. The outermost layer of retina is called pigment epithelium. Below this pigment epithelium, there are two types of cell, rod cell and cone cell, which play important role in vision. Below the rod cell and cone cell layer, there is bipolar cell and then ganglionic cell. This is now connected to optic nerve, which send visual signals to brain. Now this is the structure of rod cell and cone cell. Both cells are composed of outer segment, inner segment and synaptic ending. In outer segment there are discs which are composed of protein, rhodopsin in rod cell and conopsin in cone cell. While in inner segment there are cellular organelles such as mitochondria and nucleus, and synaptic region which is attached to bipolar cell into the retina. Rod cells are important for vision in dim light, while cone cells are responsible for vision in bright light and color vision. There are around 120 million rod cells in one eye, and each contain around 120 million molecules of rhodopsin pigment, while one eye contain around 6 million of cone cells. So the number of rod cells are more compared to the cone cells. That is why whenever there is deficiency of vitamin A, the vision in dim light is affected first. Both rhodopsin and conopsin have 11 cis retinal, which is a form of vitamin A and which play important role in vision, that we will discuss in coming slide. Now we will discuss the role of vitamin A in vision, that is explained by Walt's visual cycle. As we know that in circulation vitamin A is present in all transretinal form. From circulation it goes into the pigment epithelium of retina. In pigment epithelium of retina, that all transretinol is converted into 11 cis retinol with the help of enzyme isomerase. Then this 11 cis retinol is oxidized to 11 cis retinal with the help of enzyme reductase. Once 11 cis retinal is formed, it goes into the outer segment of rod cell. There it binds with opsin protein to form rhodopsin. This rhodopsin is a visual pigment. When there is light, there is incident light on rhodopsin pigment. It causes the conformational changes in 11 cis retinal, and it is get converted into all trans retinal. Then it is broken down into opsin and all transretinal. This breaking of rhodopsin generate nerve impulses which are sent to the brain via optic nerve. Then our eye recognizes the image. So to restart that visual cycle, this rhodopsin pigment need to be regenerated. For this purpose, the all trans retinal which is present into the rod cell, it is converted into all trans retinol with the help of enzyme reductase. This reaction take place in outer segment of rod cell. From that outer segment of rod cell, all transretinol again goes into the pigment epithelium. There it is converted into 11 cis retinol and then oxidized into 11 cis retinal. And this 11 cis retinal then again enter into rod cell. There it binds with opsin protein to generate rhodopsin. The time taken for regeneration of rhodopsin is called dark adaptation time. In vitamin A deficiency, this dark adaptation time increases. So this is how visual cycle take place. This slide explains how nerve impulses are generated. When the rhodopsin pigment is exposed to light, a series of photochemical isomerization take place. The rhodopsin pigment is converted into various intermediate compounds because of isomerization. These compounds are photorhodopsin, bathrhodopsin, luminorhodopsin, metarhodopsin 1, metarhodopsin 2 and metarhodopsin 3. The metarhodopsin 2 initiates a guanine nucleotide amplification cascade which ultimately generate nerve impulse. So this metarhodopsin 2 converts GTP into GDP. This causes activation of transducin molecule. In active form, transducin is attached to GDP. So when this GDP is converted into GTP, this causes activation of transducin molecule. This active transducin molecule activate phosphodiesterase enzyme. This active phosphodiesterase enzyme converts cyclic GMP into 5' GMP, which is present on sodium channel in a rod cell. Cyclic GMP is required to keep sodium channel open, but when this is converted into 5-day GMP, the sodium channel are closed. This causes generation of electrochemical gradient, which is called nerve impulse. Now these nerve impulses are transmitted to brain by optic nerve, and the image is visualized or recognized. So this is how phototransduction take place. Now what is dark adaptation time? As I have already mentioned, that time taken to resynthesize rhodopsin is called dark adaptation time. As we know that rod cells are more in number than cone cells in eye, and they are more sensitive to light compared to the cone cells. So when a person is present in bright light, all rhodopsin store is already depleted in the eye to prevent its overstimulation. That person when enter from bright light to the dark area, it takes some time to get vision. So the time taken to get vision is called dark adaptation time. When the person was in bright light, all rhodopsin was already used. It was converted, it was broken into all transretinal into and opsin. So when the person enter into the dim light to get vision, the time taken to resynthesize rhodopsin is called dark adaptation time. In vitamin A deficiency, vision in dim light is diminished and dark adaptation time is increased. Now we will discuss the role of vitamin A in maintenance of normal epithelium. So how vitamin A perform this function? The active form of vitamin A, retinal phosphate, is important to maintain normal epithelium. In mucosa cell linings of respiratory system, GI tract, genitourinary tract, the mucus which is produced, vitamin A play a role in the mucus formation. The retinol taken by this mucosa cell, it's converted into retinal phosphate. Retinal phosphate, it is a glycosyl donor for synthesis of glycoproteins and mucopolysaccharides, which are important component of mucus, which make mucus. So this is how vitamin A play a role in mucus formation. Mucus is required for maintenance of normal epithelium. It helps in normal growth regulation also. So the deficiency of vitamin A causes decrease in mucus formation, and there is decreased maintenance of epithelium. So this causes drying of epithelium tissue. So in vitamin A deficiency there is drying of epithelium tissue. Also there is increased synthesis of keratin in vitamin A deficiency. So the epitheliums will become dry and keratinized in vitamin A deficiency. Except the role in vision and maintenance of epithelium, the other functions of vitamin A are: it is important for normal functioning of reproductive system. Vitamin A supports spermatogenesis in male. It prevents fetal resorption in female. It controls expression of certain genes during embryogenesis also. In immunological system, vitamin A is important for maintenance of immune response. It is important for differentiation of T cell into regulatory T cells. It have effect on skin also. Vitamin A is necessary for maintenance of normal skin. Retinoic acid and its derivatives are used as an application for on skin. It is used for the treatment of acne and psoriasis. Vitamin A affect expression of vitamin D. Both vitamin D receptor and retinoic X receptor, they are the member of nuclear receptor superfamily. Certain actions, certain transcriptions which are done by vitamin D. Vitamin D also acts as a steroid hormone, and it regulate transcriptions of certain gene via a heterodimer made up of RXR and VDR. So when vitamin D bind with vitamin D receptor in nucleus and vitamin A bind with retinoic X receptor, they both made a dimer. This dimer now bind to vitamin D response element on DNA and affect or regulate transcription of those genes. So the deficiency of vitamin A can cause defect in bone formation also. Now, deficiency manifestations of vitamin A. The first symptom of vitamin A deficiency is nyctalopia, that is also called night blindness. This is a reversible condition. If vitamin A supplements are given, this condition can be reversed. In night blindness, the ability to see or drive in dim light is decreased and dark adaptation time is increased. If vitamin A deficiency is not treated, it can cause xerophthalmia. In xerophthalmia, the conjunctiva becomes dry, thick and keratinized, and it loses its normal transparency. It can spread to cornea also, and cornea can become glazy and lusterless. These are the images of conjunctival cirrhosis and corneal cirrhosis. As we know that vitamin A is required for normal maintenance of epithelium and mucus secretion, it also decreases keratin synthesis. So in vitamin A deficiency, there is increased keratinization of epithelial tissue and it becomes dry because of less mucus production. Now a Bitot spot. In vitamin A deficiency, these grayish white triangular plaques can be seen on conjunctiva. They are firmly adherent to conjunctiva. These plaques are formed because of increased thickness of conjunctiva at certain areas. In vitamin A deficiency, there is no normal growth of epithelium. So, because of irregular growth of epithelium, these types of plaques can appear. This condition is reversible. Means, if vitamin A supplementation is given, these plaques can be removed. More severe form of vitamin A deficiency is keratomalacia. There is ulceration of cornea and there is necrosis of cornea. Because of vitamin A deficiency, the epithelium get degenerated. There is drying and keratinization of epithelium. Because of drying and keratinization, there is increased susceptibility of cornea to infection. There may be bacterial infection which can cause perforation of cornea and ultimately can cause blindness. This image shows keratomalacia. The cornea has become opaque. Deficiency of vitamin A affects skin and mucous membranes lining various organs like intestine, genitourinary tract, etc. So in vitamin A deficiency, there can be acne and it can cause diarrheal disease, which is also known as keratosis follicularitis. The follicles of skin become dry and keratinized. It can also cause urinary calculi because of keratinization of urinary tract epithelium. Vitamin A deficiency can cause blindness in children. Most affected children are below the age of 5 years. They can have vitamin A deficiency because of poor dietary intake, malnutrition, or because of poor socioeconomic status. So, this blindness can be prevented if prophylactic doses of vitamin A are provided. To prevent this blindness, single dose of vitamin A given as prophylactic measure to children below the age of 1 year. This can prevent this blindness. By giving this prophylactic doses of vitamin A, the blindness in children can be prevented. Vitamin A deficiency can also cause growth retardation. This is because of defective synthesis of chondroitin sulfate. Now, what are the causes of vitamin A deficiency? There are primary causes and secondary causes. In primary causes, there is decreased dietary intake in adult, and if there is low birth weight of infants, this can cause vitamin A deficiency because of lower storage of vitamin A in children. And secondary causes include obstructive jaundice, in where there is defective absorption of vitamin A. As we know that vitamin A is absorbed along with fat in obstructive jaundice, this causes decreased or defective absorption. If there is defective absorption of vitamin A because of intestinal diseases like celiac disease, pancreatitis, cystic fibrosis, etc. And if there is liver disease like liver cirrhosis, there will be defective storage of vitamin A, and there will be defective synthesis of retinol binding protein and prealbumin, which are carrier of retinol in blood. And if there is chronic nephrosis, in that condition there will be increased excretion of retinol binding protein and prealbumin via urine. So ultimately there will be decreased blood level of vitamin A. So these are various causes of vitamin A deficiency. Now, daily requirement of vitamin A. In children, daily requirement is around 400 to 600 microgram per day. In men, it is 750 to 1000 microgram per day. In women, it is 750 microgram per day. In pregnancy, the requirement increases to around 1000 microgram per day. It is also the daily requirement of vitamin A is also also calculated in terms of retinol activity equivalent. So what is the meaning of retinol activity equivalent? One retinol activity equivalent is equal to 1 microgram of retinol or 12 microgram of beta carotene, or it is equal to 24 microgram of mixed carotenoids. As I have already mentioned that beta carotene is not efficiently absorbed in our intestine. So to get 1 microgram of retinol, we have to take 12 microgram of beta carotene or 24 microgram of mixed carotenoids. So this is why the daily requirement is expressed both in microgram and retinol activity equivalent. Reference intervals of vitamin A. In children between the age of 1 to 6 years, reference interval is 20 to 40 microgram per dl, and in children between the age of 7 to 12 years, reference interval is 26 to 49 microgram per dl. In children between the age of 13 to 19 years, reference interval is around 26 to 72 microgram per dl. In adult, reference range is 30 to 80 microgram per dl. Within reference range, values for men are 20% higher compared to the women, and values about 30 microgram per dl shows that there is sufficient reserve of vitamin A in liver or in adipose tissue. Excess intake of vitamin A can cause vitamin A toxicity, also known as hypervitaminosis A. The causes of vitamin A toxicity can be the ingestion of excess intake of pharmacological doses of vitamin A. If the intake is around more than 30,000 microgram per day for months, this can cause vitamin A toxicity, and this can be because of side effects of inappropriate therapy also. The criteria for diagnosis of vitamin A toxicity is if the liver storage of retinol or its ester is more than 30,000 microgram per gram tissue of liver, or if plasma concentration of vitamin A is more than 140 microgram per dl. This is the diagnostic criteria for vitamin A toxicity. The symptoms of vitamin A toxicity are anorexia, headache, drowsiness, dry and itching skin, and hepatomegaly, alopecia, congenital malformation, and painful bones. Excess amount of vitamin A. When there is excess amount of vitamin A, the capacity of our body to metabolize vitamin A is limited. So there is limited amount of transport protein in plasma. When there is excess amount of vitamin A, the bound form of vitamin A is limited. So the excess amount is present in unbound free form, and this unbound free form can cause tissue damage. As there is excess amount of vitamin A, there will be decreased synthesis of keratin. This will cause dry skin and itching, and the excess amount may get deposited into liver, which can cause hepatomegaly and liver cirrhosis. If the excess intake of vitamin A is in the form of retinoic acid, 13-cis retinoic acid, this is teratogenic. So this can cause congenital malformation in children, and the other symptoms are anorexia, headache, drowsiness because of increased intracranial pressure in cerebrospinal fluid, and this may also cause bone pain, alopecia, fingernail dystrophy. Now, vitamin A in nutshell. This table includes important points to remember about vitamin A. So there are 5 important active form of vitamin A. This include retinol, retinol, retinoic acid, retinol ester, and retinol phosphate. Retinol and retinol phosphate, they are not present in diet. They are produced endogenously in our body from retinol or retinol ester. Retinol is important in vision, while retinol phosphate form is required for mucus formation and epithelial growth. Retinol and retinol ester are important forms which are present in diet. Retinol is major circulatory form of vitamin A, while retinol ester, it is the storage form of vitamin A. It is present in liver and adipose tissue. Retinoic acid, it is not present in diet. It is used as an skin application for treatment of acne. Only dietary intake of retinoic acid is done in the form of 13-cis-retinoic acid, which is also known as isotretinoin. It is used for the treatment of severe acne, but this is teratogenic, so it is not given when not necessary, or whenever there is severe acne, then only this form of retinol vitamin A is used for the treatment, and it is only used when the female are not pregnant. And this form is it is important at gene regulation, because retinol form is converted into retinoic acid via retinol to regulate certain genes. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it.